Edmund Fitzgerald is one of the many ships that sank in the Great Lakes up by northern Wisconsin. This is the Superior Ice Festival. I went up there to see Krystal Kleer Ice Sculptors. This is a few of their doings the day before I got up there. I didn't see them doing these. Pretty interesting, pretty cool. I watched them do two more. There were so many things up there to do at the ice festival. I went to Barker's Island and stayed there, which this is on the end of Barker's Island. You see that the meteor over there. It's one of the largest whale ships in the world still left. Well, yeah, they had ice hockey and ice racing right out there on the lake. And they had arts and crafts in the building. There was a little area where they were doing mini golf. And then trolley tours and bus tours, which I didn't go on. And a whole bunch of food vendors around the area in different spots.
I have to improvise on the drawing because
Oh yeah?
I guessed at how big to make the print. Because I thought it was all going to be up in this block that's too close to this.
Oh.
I want to leave more ice. So I'm going to like mentally shrink it in a little bit. So no judgment here.
There was food vendors down by the hockey area, closer to Barker's Island. I don't know if you call it resort or motel. And then you can see the firewood over there on the side. They had little warming fires going on all over the place. The night before, they had a bonfire out on the lake over by Barker's Inn. It was really a lot of fun going up there and watching all this stuff.
In the shop, I oiled the paper
Yeah.
and then dry off the paper and it makes it like wax paper. And then it comes right back off, you know, just by peeling it. But out here, I didn't think it would stick decent, so
It did.
I didn't oil it. Then I gotta kind of fight it a little bit.
I think the ice hockey game the first night was, someone had told me it was fire department versus the police department, which would have been pretty interesting to watch, but I had just gotten up there and I didn't go out and watch it. Like I said, there's so many things to do up there. This is Paul doing, he's getting the paper off from the template that he had. And right after he did that, the ice spider cracked like a 1/4 inch deep right on the face from the heat and then recooling. There was another ice sculpture I didn't get a picture of. It was Olaf and that was up by the resort up there, or by the inn, motel, whatever it is. Over in the background to the right, that tent over there is for, I guess it's a warming tent. I didn't go in there. It's pretty warm out, being out there and stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing any ice sculpting. I have enough with the cold just standing there with the wind and everything. He said down in the corners here he couldn't get the chainsaw to go in, so he went in with drill, got all the corners out. It's basically, he did an outline of Lake Superior, and what it looks like in the end is pretty neat, but he ran into some issues because you'll see right now there's no supports underneath the ice blocks, the top ice block coming out, and then up in the center, because the lake was so big, there's nothing holding in the center either. It would have split. So later on he adds a couple blocks in there to support it. Plus he's got a torn rotator cuff on the right side, so it's kind of difficult to get the saw on certain angles, so he kind of does it a certain way until he has one of the other people come over there and help him. His son is around here someplace, the tall kid. Well, I don't know who the other two are, but I know he said there's one of his many kids that is helping him out with the ice sculpting and stuff, and I think he might actually get into it. It'd be pretty neat to have him learn as you go. The tooling for this is it just amazed me what they use for tooling. Between the chainsaws, you're using regular house iron, all the little Dremels and stuff to do all this kind of stuff.
You notice a pattern yet? All my cuts are at the same angle because that's what my arm can do.
Oh. Snowman. Huh. Oh my god.
But I almost think we should put it So let's see. So if we're in front, we're good. Really, I need a little tap from you for a half an inch front. Yep. Until you went. Going good. Right there. Now.
It's pretty neat watching them assemble the snowman on the other side. The back part right there, what they're carving in there is they're putting the cross hatches in. That is actually the goal for the hockey. And then the snowman in front is basically a hockey player. He's got the hockey stick. And it's like three pieces they just put together right now. You had the bottom sitting there. They put the arms and the head on, and then he put the hat on in the final. He had that all cut separately. And that stands on part of the ice block on the bottom in front of the goal. It's really hard to see the detail work. I could have used a camera that zoomed in, but basically they had two hay rides running all day, and it was, you might wait 20 minutes, or it was every 20 minutes was supposed to be a hayride coming around. So depending on how often they were running, it took a while because they had to do a bunch of different stops. So I didn't feel like going all the way back, getting the other camera and coming all the way up here. So I just used the DJI, the Action 4. But here he's cleaning up around the eye area, and I think it's a scarf that's underneath of it, and then there's something else there. I couldn't really make it out. Interesting, but to stand there all day in that cold and working with ice, they used a blender. They would put water and ice in the blender, blend that up, and use that to fill in gaps and stuff like that. And then you heat up, like when he set all those parts, he would heat it up with the iron, and then get them up there and let them lock up. And if they had any more in it, they put water in it. This is the back end of the Meteor. Didn't really get. I guess they got tours and stuff you could take of that. It wasn't supposed to be open today. That's the mini golf area. Mini golf on snow. That would have been interesting to play around on that. I kept venturing off and let these guys alone for a while. Now he's got, you can see he's got the two blocks in underneath the top main block. Then he's got a block up on top, and then he's cutting out around. Looks like the shape of Wisconsin, so I'll just go with that. But he's got the other guy running the chainsaw, getting that part of it cut. Wasn't a whole lot of people watching this. I know he said that some of them they had like 500 people, but they had the races going on at the same time. So, plus all the other stuff that was going on, there was still more hockey games and stuff going on too. So, you didn't have a huge crowd out here. He was saying that those blocks are, when they had the blocks brought in, they're like 300 pounds. So you got to figure that's 3, 6, 9. So 900 minus what they cut off of it. Plus they added some, so it's got to be around 700, 800 pounds. And they'll be there until they melt. Even a leaf blower. Blow off all the snow. Snow brushes for cars to brush off the snow. Just a mirage of different tools and stuff that you get used to using. You can see the house iron there right on the table. Got to keep those chains and bars oiled up, running through water all the time. I can just imagine how they seize up after a while. They like the battery operated ones. Both of them were DeWalt, but with the cold temps and stuff, you just couldn't keep the batteries charged up. Had a lot of people asking questions too, like one of them was the imprint that's in there. What they do is they lay that out on paper and then they laminate it, and then when they pour the ice, the company that pours the ice sets it in the center, and then they just form the ice and it stays right there. The best part about this is the reveal at the end when they take the torch and do the final heat. You can see he's over there doing the iron, getting a lot of the saw marks and stuff like that out of it, smoothing it out. You can see how they just clear up like crystal clear once you heat them with the torch. Get the iron on there, now you can see everything, the Ice Festival decal. A lot of detail in them. You even got little special tools for the eyeballs and other things that are like they did the perimeter of the Wisconsin Lake Superior with that little, makes like little round circles, bulges like eyeballs. Kind of brought the wrong camera for the races too, and then the end of this video will be the races with the dirt bikes running. They had side by sides and they had a couple of ATVs out there. All these trailers, this goes on for a long ways. Plus, it's like I don't know how many rows deep, but that's all parking lots. This track was huge too. It wound all the way back there. You'll see how far back they go. Pretty interesting weekend. Next year I'll have to do, I only did a one night stay, and I think next year I'm either going to do a 2 or 3 night stay to get a little more time for the races and stuff. Definitely be taking the other camera. This is the two ATVs that raced. There was a lot more ATVs and a lot more of pretty much every class, and I think they actually had a Harley class up there, and I didn't get any of the Harleys on video. The race coming up next is 4 of the side-by-sides that were out there. There's so many other ice festivals going on. You wouldn't be able to go to all of them. There's a bunch in Minnesota, and with everything that's going on in Minnesota, I didn't want to bother going in there. Some of the stuff was around Minneapolis, so I just kind of steered away from that, but there was an ice maze in there I really wanted to see. End of the video's coming up. Thanks for watching. If you ever want to plan out, look for Barker's Island. Barker's Island, or Superior Ice Festival is what it's called.